DigiSkill, what is about, and then we will move to our online e-learning platform, and then in the end I'm going to show you, like, we're going to discuss how this training course will function, and of course your participation and certificate. So as I previously mentioned, we're going to move now to the first part, which is of course our project DigiSkill. So you most likely already noticed profile picture of our email. You can see our logotype on the top years, and it's from partners from Europe and African countries as well. So our main goal is to equip 2,500 young people with digital project management skills, intercultural communication abilities, and leadership competences to enhance their employability and active participation in digital world. As I already mentioned, this project is collaboration between European countries. So we have Youth Power, which is a lead applicant from Sweden. Then we have Portugal, Spain, Czechia, business professional women. From African countries, we have Nigeria, Kilsa, Ghana, Champions Factory. Project seeks to bridge the digital divide and to empower youth with important tools for the future. Divided our goals into 4 segments, and it was already previously shown that we need to empower 2,500 young people with digital and intercultural communication skills, support youth employability, entrepreneurship, and remote work readiness, promote critical thinking, and of course, of system. So how are we gonna manage to reach these goals that I mentioned, these things that we previously that you read and what I said? We will do that through our 5 key activities. So we start with this project February 2025, and it's gonna finish in January 2028. One of our activities that we are actually implementing right now, it's 20 online dialogues. Like this month, we finished more than half. These online dialogues are based on digital and intercultural skills. If you want, you are also more than welcome to join one of these online dialogues. Since you are now part, let's say indirectly, like this part of this digital till April 9. I will try, of course, I promise you, I will not be spamming you with emails, but of course, I will send you maybe 1 or 2 emails that are not related to interactive open online training courses. I will share with you some DigiSkill activities, and if you're free and if you're like interested, you are more welcome to join. Next one is 5 interactive open online training courses. So today we are starting with our first official show this interest. Next point is webinars across partner countries, then 6 project simulations in digital project management, and of course the final point is final conference that will take place in Portugal later next year. Part 1 makes one of my section, and you participants are more welcome to check the link, because on that website we are putting all our activities. You can also check partners. There's, so if you're curious, please, if it's possible, from our link. Happy because now I cannot share it because I'm sharing the screen. Project and the part. I'm gonna move now slowly. I still hope that you can see this screen. Slowly to 200 people registered. Everything functions, everything works. I hope. People didn't receive verification email. Like that. I was saying people who registered, how it looks. You can see email, first name, last name, age, name of organization. This is not that relevant for us, but you can put if you want. Of course, the password. Then you put submit. And then you should receive verification email where you click the link, and that's it. You are registered on our e-learning platform. Ever not that much issues, so I hope if someone still has any issues or errors regarding this, for me it would be much easier if you can send me email on DigiSkill to have a problem on this. Send email, screenshot, and I will try to fit as possible our online two courses. So this is how our online e-learning platform looks like. It's a youth powers one because youth power some they are we learn a lot and curious about certain topics, but we can provide you certificates for this work. I'm an administrator, so I have these these tabs here, but they're not relevant. But what is important here, when you finish the first module, you will have this here mark 20 very fast. So what this training course is about, we have a short description here. These 5 days. Yeah, this one will come up on up. Here are some required basic course. So right now, and of course, can because as I said, I'm an administrator. For you, I think it's written here on the side, like date, when are they gonna be open? But the module one is already on. So just quickly, so I'll not be now entering the module. I don't want to be losing time on that. But as you can see here, I mean, I'll enter just to show you the, I think for, I mean, I hope you also this screen when enrolling your module one. So this is learn a lot. So I hope you just didn't enroll very quickly to get these tiny orange circles. But in the end, so this is lesson 5 out of 5. In order, I think I mentioned that in previous email, in order for us to track your progress, now I cannot see this because I already enrolled as well. The button appears here, mark complete. Then you need to exit the course here. I hope you can see. And then here, it's written also mark complete button. Now I cannot see it because I finished. So it's very important before you finish the module one, you need to click that button and then we will know that you uh, like, but because for you to reach this, very, I guess one is much easier as it, and then I will try my best again to help you with that issue as possible. But I already checked like 1 hour ago, actually more than 50 people enrolled module one successfully. So I think everything functions. But again, if someone has any tiny issues, please be free to send me the email. And also, if you have now any questions, please use chat section, type it down, and then while our educator starts with the session, I will reply to you immediately in the chat section, okay? So this was it tiny regarding our online e-learning platform. Now we're moving to the last part before Ronald takes over. I still hope that you can see the screen. So how the training course works. Again, I explained in very detailed on email, but also want to mention here like online, in person, let's say like that. So this training course, every teams they are working, and we will try to respect that. So that's why it's very important for next Thursday until April 9th. We'll be starting exactly at 1 p.m. So we will not be waiting anymore 5 minutes or less or more. At 1, our educator will start, and we will have only 60 minutes to finish. So today, yeah, we waited like 2-3 minutes because people were still joining in, and this like beginning part is very important for me to mention to you, all of you, so that we don't have any issues or misunderstanding later. Um, Course format, so I think you kind of already figured out the structure, how this is going to look like. For live session, so I sent yesterday, for example, I share it to module 1. You need to enroll, that's your only homework, to enroll module 1, then to join live session, which is going to be 60 minutes, and then you're going to discuss that module with educator. And then, of course, in the end, we'll be having this type of energizer games where you're going to be participating in short quizzes, knowledge check, but it's going to be very interactive, very interesting, and it's going to be lasting only for 5 minutes. And that's in total, it's going to be around 1 hour each online session. Um, so live questions if you have, if conclude the online session. But if you have any other questions regarding the content or training course, you are more than free to share. Send me the email or simply message our educator. If he shares his LinkedIn account, that's more than fine. So, but the thing is, we need to respect this 60 minutes rule of our online sessions. And the last part, before I give my word to Ronald, is certificate and participation rules. Who receive certificate, the most important part is to complete all 5 modules on the e-learning platform. And that's why I put this second segment, below this sentence. Remember to click mark complete. That's the most important button when you finish your module, and then you will get the insight that you actually finished the module 1. And that's how can we track your progress. Second one, I think this is actually the bare minimum. Attend at least 3 out of 5 live sessions, so minimum 50%. Let's say if someone showed up twice, maybe we can, close one of our eyes and say, okay, it's fine. But you need to have in mind that it's not fair, because for sure some people will be here from the first online session till last. They will finish all our online modules. You need to have in mind that it's not fair that someone is this is, I think, the bare minimum what we could put for you guys. So the next one is complete the post survey. You already did pre-survey with registration form, but this post survey is actually the most important segment of them all. This post survey will be shared on the 5th session after our educator finishes 5th module. We're gonna share this post. So post survey, I want to remind again, loud and clear, this is gonna be shared on 5th session, which is April 9. If someone, let's say, was part of 4 sessions, live sessions, but they couldn't join the 5th one, they need to send me the email asking for this link, because only with this link we can provide you the certificate, and we can be actually put you in the progress for certificate, like to check, like, were you part of these, did you enroll all sessions, modules online, and also were you part of these online sessions as well. And I think I put this on the email. Use the same name and email on the platform in Zoom so we can correctly track participation. Also, want to mention that we are going to be having a attendance sheet on our Zoom link. So it's every time when you enter the Zoom link with your full name and last name, our attendance sheet will mark when you entered, and also we everything. And for you, the only thing what you need to do if you're interested into this topic is to join every Thursday only for 60 minutes. I think that's, as I said, bare minimum. Someone also asked about Youth Pass. So Youth Pass, I had a meeting with our project officer this Tuesday. She said yes, but I needed to contact Youth Pass team, which I did yesterday morning. So it's now more than 24 hours. Unfortunately, I still didn't receive feedback from them. I hope I will, at least by next Thursday. But if Youth Pass is in the game, then you need to participate actually every session. So if Youth Pass is in the game, and I hope I will get information very soon, you need to be present every Thursday in order to receive it. So I hope I was more clear enough. I see 19 comments in chat section. I will try my best to now type it down. If you have any questions, please use chat section. I will be here replying. But Ronald, I think now, because it's already, I'm not sure how, it's already 20 minutes past. Ronald, you can take over and lead us into the first module.
Oh, thank you very much. Very intriguing. I'm so happy to hear you said people should not claim for certificates when they don't attend more than 3 times. It's not only bad manners, but it's unethical to claim for what you've not participated in. So, dear members, you are welcome to this webinar, this training. We are going to be interactive. I'm hoping that you all hear me clearly well. I hope my accent is not from Europe, but I'm from Africa and studied at YMCA Comprehensive Institute. So I'm one of the facilitators here for some good time. I've been here for more than 12 years. My names are Ronald Balimonsi. I'm an ICT professional. An expert majoring in ICT related projects. So I think it's one of the reasons why I was supposed meeting a number of people. I've been in 13 years with a Master's of Science in Management, ICT, Policy Design. So I hope to benefit from you as I give you my experience. So the rules that we are going to use today, we have rules in the house that we are going to apply today as part of our training. I hope everyone you'll be comfortable with it. One of it is that we are going to, when you log in, try to always mute so that we don't have feedback from the other side of the members, because there are many on the platform. And we should use the chat room during our presentations. Try to use as much as possible your chat room to send questions. I have very many technical people here, like Varun said, is available there to alert us on any issues. Emma is available online and many others. So in the case you get any challenge, please let us know through the chat room. They will alert me in the case I don't see you directly here. So I'm saying that if possible, let everyone rename, your name, put your right names on so that we are going to be more interactive. I'll be calling sometimes randomly someone to give us an idea of what we are going to go through and maybe an understanding. And as Varun said, at the end of it all, we shall have a small quiz, which is going to be very interesting. It's going to be online, and I know because you are all millennials, you are the youth, you are very good at IT gadgets. Now we are going to run from only using the technology. We are how I'm going to that of us just a minute. Let me everyone. So this information in the youth, how the youth operate using the digital transformation. So what we are going to look at here is a number of things. One, we are going to look at understanding digital transformation. What does this one mean in relation to how youth operate? I look at that context. We are also going to explore the major 3 levels, which is of how we should structure us and framework with the digital first thinking that they are trying to look at, where we should dissect to see what is their aim, they are sponsoring these projects, and what are supposed to benefit from this. Challenges on how to work with this new digital world. This is a problem. This is a new animal that has come across both I think in Europe and Africa. Africa is really a big issue. People are talking about digital transformation. How do you work with the millennials? In Kenya, people are calling themselves the Gen Zs, and technology has really shaped people in different ways. So the major question today we're asking, how can we use digital tools to enhance participation from the youth, innovation with the youth, inclusion, which is a very fundamental pillar that our sponsors are looking at, and then answer a few questions here. We should do this, and this is one of the training from the first module to the last module, to be able to have the very concrete answers about how we should have the youth involved in all these 4 pillars and not replacing them with the youth work. So we are not replacing their tools, but we are trying to see that how do we enhance, how do we promote, how do we allow them to participate okay? We are saying this is a European Union program that is supporting education, training, youth, and sports. So you are seeing that the major sponsors, the program from Erasmus, working with the European Union, is putting us to understand that, yes, we are dealing with the youth. That's why in the registration, I was saying you should include the age. Is it between 15 to 30, something like that, 18 to 30? So you're looking at the youth, and the youth, how are these people going to benefit, and why are they sponsoring such this training of the nature? Please let me be clear on this, that this is not a high-end training. We are going to participate for us to be able to understand how technology can shape us, how we can be able to work with what the tools we already have, but make sure that the student, the youth are not eroded from what they have been doing, but promoted, enhanced to make it better in whatever they are doing. So done. I would say methodologies that are used in working with the projects. IT projects are projects that we are working all over in different capacities. There are some people looking at smaller projects, some people are looking at bigger projects. Personally, I've been lucky to work on many bigger projects and smaller projects, both in academic institutions and non-academic institutions. And I feel when we share, through sharing, I will benefit still from you people, and also benefits. In that case, we are saying that the priority ends with Erasmus Plus. The key priority issues, we are talking about digital transition. Digital transition, looking at digital competences and the innovative learning methods. How are we going to look at this? How is it happening? We are going to discuss more about this in the next slides. And this will also lead us to the key pillar of inclusion and diversity. We are saying that the different versions from different stages of academic background, different working experience. But we are saying all these people should be brought together to work harmoniously. So in that harmonizing factor, we are saying there should be inclusiveness and diversity. No matter where you're coming from, we are saying now people are enrolled from both Europe and Africa. That speaks exactly to the issue of diversity. And so you allow the where we are looking at top bottom, in top bottom where we are having instructions, and bottom up where we are looking at responding to the instructions given to us, giving reports and all that. But within this digital era, we are saying, let us involve everyone and we share ideas so that we can promote understanding. How is it going to be sustainable? According to one of the priorities is the environmental responsibility and the green practices that we shall be looking at in the next slides. So in that case, we are saying that this Erasmus Plus is supporting the organizations through project funding. Yes, we agree on that. We are saying through training. We also talk about internationalization, international cooperation. Sometimes they call it internationalization of projects. So in that case, that will also take us to the next slide. Please, if you have a question, I will allow so that my colleagues can alert me on one of the questions that you need me to clarify, or else one of you can also give us experience. So the major concept in digital transformation is that we are saying that it's not how do we deliver value and how do we engage stakeholders. So digital transformation is not about using, but we are showing a fundamental change of how we are going to go through a digital culture of how do we live, breathe, sleep with the technology, and it is just like as in an inborn factor. So we are going to look at how we change processes to see that from the start to the beginning, depending on which project you are working on, technology should be at your center point. You should be able to work with the teams. You should be able to work with people in different locations without any challenge. The issue of new culture, yes, this is going to involve a new culture where technology, just like everyone is comfortable having a mobile phone, having a WhatsApp, having internet as a priority at every time. So this is going to be a necessity, not just a luxury. So this will drive us what we call having a new mindset. When we talk about a new mindset, this means that people would have to think with many other people around the world. Today, we are going to be a little, maybe slow because of time, but the content is a little bit a lot, but I'm looking at those key pertinent issues. So if you have some areas that you think have not alerted me, and it will be so. And I hope we'll have to keep one of the platforms ongoing, as even when we finish, people should be able to communicate after we are done with this live show, and then we can also chip in afterwards to see what challenges are people going through. So we're saying in youth work, we are looking at specific content. The other time, evaluating or delivering the programs for the youth, which is inclusive of the way how youth are supposed to communicate. You see, as I said, we have a lot of communication platforms. These days, having mobile phones, it is a necessity. It's no longer a leisure thing. Learning, people are learning online. For us in Uganda, we had this big experience during COVID, where most of the students, most of the schools were closed, and people are lamenting, do we have the whole 2 years just taken over like that. Then the adoption came in, every institution jumped on what we call the e-learning platforms, and we realized that yes, there we can do, people can still learn online, people can still work from remote areas, people can still be productive. Possibly in Europe, it was not a big challenge, but in Africa, it was one area that brought in a lot of the digital transformation. Now, every institution in Africa is embracing every website you click on, they are talking about e-learning. How do we log in, manage it? But the only problem here is that the frameworks that are developed to put in place, how they are structuring their online part, their online learning is another question. So participants in this case should be allowed, because this is what they understand better. With the use of technology, with the use of these new the youth who are thinking now, they are still free, their brains are still fresh. I think we would have a lot of innovations. So we need to engage them to see that they can be able to participate and be able to understand whatever comes on board, but in a very nurtured way. So we are saying that with the youth participation, it is very, very important. We should be able to allow them participate. We should not chase them away by bringing in a lot of policies that are stringent on them, a lot of rules that are curtailing them from thinking outside the box. But what we only need to do with the digital transformation. So at the end of the day, we shall look at project implementation. Yes, I think in the next chapter, we shall be looking at how we can develop project managers. We shall be looking at how digital transformation work. So we shall be looking at who is supposed to be a project manager. Who are who are the people who talk about as people who affect projects and those who are not affect the stakeholders in that case. So we are saying that we can have and they are just the ordinary way of how we've been doing things. So we can practice in a hybrid way where we can have a face-to-face, if there's meeting where people can come, maybe some projects, you can see people meeting face-to-face so that they can discuss and feel each other. Because sometimes, yes, it is not a good thing. It's something you don't even feel it at your heart when you are not seeing someone lively. But some people feel comfortable when to get easily. So in that case, we are saying that with the youth, it is important that we shall allow the youth to participate, both in terms of hybrid environment, or those who prefer to go purely digital, we will be looking at the same structure. So in that case, we are saying it is just not adding tools. It is rethinking how youth work can do what can happen. So this is one area that it is very impressive and interesting that we cannot leave hanging. So on this slide, we're asking our questions. What is digital transformation in youth work? How does it work? In general, we are looking at digital transformation being a strategic integration of digital data or digital technology into all the business areas. Okay, it's not only IT areas, we are saying into all business areas, and this alone helps us to look at the fundamental operations, the culture, the customer value added that comes along with the digital technology. So we are saying, as we said in the previous one, that it's not just only a shift, a structure shift, but it is just a full structure shift, but not just tools being adopted the value. We are looking at, we said, the learning, the participation, as I said in the previous slide, which are taking place online. How is it managed? How is it beneficial to the students, to the youth? Now that we've also got these chances of people saying, yes, people can study for free, people can get certificates, and people can get knowledge. Across, so in done at the moment, and this will look at the competence development with more. So your central affects governance structures, it affects the learning methodologies, and it also affects the leadership style, the stakeholders, engagement processes. So all this is a makeshift. We are changing from the ordinary way of doing things, and it is coming by force. We cannot have any chance to say, yes, we cannot go digital, we cannot accept technology. Technology has come and is here to stay, but how we are going to use technology, it is very critical that we rethink ourselves, like they say. We have to do what we call critical thinking to be able to understand how do we move with technology vis-a-vis the available participants, who are the youth, who are the guys below 18, or guys between 18 to 30, and how should they appreciate? So we are looking at the 3 levels now. The 3 levels are just the normals we've been talking about. If some of you have been working in technology, some of you have been in projects, you understand we always talk about the strategic level, the programmatic level, and the operational levels. Those 3 are the common pillars that we lean on in digital transformation, where on the strategic level, we always look at the digital leadership and the governance. These are the high-end people that will looking at a provocative planning, data. We receive, we go into what we call provocative planning, data-informed decision making. We do whatever we do at that, look at what we are building, where we have trained people to manage institutions, to manage organizations, different NGOs, to be aware how we can steer our projects to the future. So we always plan inclusively. That's what we call proactive planning, and we need to have data to make a basis for us as we are making decisions. Which project should we go with? Who are the people supposed to involve in this project? When do we encourage them to do whatever they are supposed to do, depending on where they are? We are talking about issues of digital divide. Those who are in the remote areas where they cannot access technology, and those who are in the areas that are endowed with all the technological facilities, how do we bridge that gap? So we look at those planning strategies, and we see that we always need to see that the youth are catered for. And I think this is one of the reasons why the Erasmus Plus came into play, to fund some of this in order to bridge these gaps. So when you talk about the programmatic level, where we talk about digital program designs, how these youth projects are delivered. For example, we talk about online learning, where people are studying online. I think all over the country, all over the world now, it is a day-to-day thing. People are studying, and now we have also introduced what we call competency-based. How are we going to evaluate that people are learning online? They are competent enough, and they it is very common. So this will bring us what we call, how do we manage digital campaigns and advocacy? So with programming, we talk people saying we're using WhatsApp, using Facebook. Actually, like I was saying, in this platform, I think by the end of the day, I would request my team maybe to develop a communicate and the same word and being on the same platform. So this training is such a good one that is giving us a highlight. I will be asking some of you to share your experiences, but the programmatic level is very, very critical on how we design the programs that are going to be delivered by the youth and how they are going to attract the team to provide digital tools and the processes. There are many digital tools available, like I've said, very many digital tools, the e-learning, the emails, the issue of sending WhatsApp, the issue of Facebook, but how are they used in communication, running of projects, of programs? I will understand that some of you have been in project management. Communication and coordination is very key and is very critical. So we look at that issue of documentation. How do we document? It is like that these years we have got introduced what we call AI AI applications. These AI applications, they help sometimes in the tracking, in the prescribing, or whatever we discuss online, and we get maybe quick snapshots of what has transpired in the learning period session, and sometimes in the meetings, and then we don't take time to make decisions. So issues to do with project management and reporting, all these, I would say, they are very important that we shall discuss more as we go through them. So in detail, we are saying that under the operational levels, the tools we talk about, the communication, instant messaging, email systems, the shared calendars, all these contribute on the communication. So when we use calendars, shared calendars, we are able to understand the schedules on when we have to have meetings, on which activities are supposed to happen at what point of time. And then it is also a good thing to see. And these services, there's continuity. There is continuity that in any case, even when someone's machine is lost, someone is not able to get it, but so long as he is able to get any computing device with internet, he is able to get all these services. The issue of emails, for us, all of us, like I had one of the colleagues that he's the one receiving all your emails and is requesting you that please to use your right. Someone saying something? Was someone saying something? I continue. Are we there?
Yes,
We
we can
hear
hear
you,
you.
and it's probably just someone opening by accident their microphone, so you can, I guess, continue.
Okay. Nice to hear. At this level, when you're talking about if you want someone to have a quick resolution, you may not send an email because you never know when someone is on the move and he cannot access his mobile phone to pick. But when it's something that you see, it is very urgent. We always, depending on activity, we use different communication tools. So the issues of instant messages can apply in projects. We shall always, as we are going to have groups in the next session, we shall see how you people are going to be communicating as group members. How are you going to talk about transformation? We shall be grouping ourselves so that we can have a practical understanding of how things are working. So in project management, there's always what we call task allocation. Everyone in projects has got a role to play. You cannot be a one-man fits all. No. In project management, you should allow to designate roles to different people, but we should what tracking happening, and we always have tools like a Gantt chart to go on ticking off who is supposed to do this, at what point of time, what is the milestone, and when is it supposed to start, and when is it supposed to end. So at that point of time, we shall be looking at real timelines. We fix timelines from start to end so that we avoid embarrassment when the project is supposed to kick off and we cannot kickstart the project because we have omitted a number of things that have not been successfully implemented. So in that case, we are saying that in that case on the project management, we need to be very, very careful on issues of task allocation. People should be professional. People should be passionate at what they are going to do. People should be available to think because a project doesn't happen on that day you start it. In project, we shall see that it has got the initial stage, the planning stage, the execution stage, and the implementation, where sometimes which takes us also to the exit. So in projects, it is very critical because we shall be managing resources, which involves finance and time. These two resources are the major culprits that actually makes project fail. So in the youth, we should take time as a very serious component and funds as a very serious component. That's why they are saying that please don't request for a certificate if you've not attended more than 3 or 4 times because you did not take people serious or you did not take the project serious. Maybe you are passing by and at the end of the day, you say, oh, okay, at one point of time, I attended a training online, which was sponsored. So the sponsors need to look at what is termed as value for money. In projects, at the level of operation, we'll also look at the issue of documentation. In documentation, how do we store our equipment, our documents? How do we save our information? As I said, there's also now a new trend of having what you call cloud storage. Cloud storage is something that we need to embrace in the digital transformation, where all our information are safe. And we have to understand who is going to carry out our cloud storage services. You also need to understand the type of people that information is a very big asset to every organization. If there is information is tampered with, there is no life for any organization. There is no future. So that's one of the biggest asks that we talk about, that we look at, and that's why we say if and only if you cannot afford, but cloud services is one area that we should embrace, and then we look at how do we structure our files. Active directories, those who have started basic computer applications, basic computer studies. Structured files, how do you organize your filing system? How do you arrange the files on cloud? So that in terms of query, if you're looking at querying databases or searching information, which are normal files online, how do you reach at the right file in the shortest time possible? So in a say that is very critical for us to be able to refer to documents at every point of time when we need them, and they should be 24/7 available to only those who are authorized. And whenever you are in projects, we don't allow people to delete or to just update files or project reports. If there's something you've discussed about, and maybe you had, imagine people are coding projects, coding applications, and you have an application that you have coded for the first time. Don't throw it away when you go to another level. You already save them in terms of versions. That's why you shall be seeing people saying, this is version 1, this is in a beta format, this is the final version, and this is done in production. Why? Because they give us chance to reflect on what happened in the previous or in the initial stages and how far we've moved ahead. So those prior information, because we had used a lot of resources in the gathering information, gathering requirements, getting a lot of challenges in system management by that time when things are not working out well, and then you reach at level 3 when everything is supersonic, is working very well, and then you say, okay, I was just upgrading, and they say, save everything in the same name. No, that's not allowed. What we always do is that you save depending on the versions. You say this is version 1, this is version 2, and it's very common in softwares where we see that even when you talk about operating systems, where we talk about Windows, we have Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 8, and whatever. it's the reason why we keep those versions, because even the technology of the different machines can only be aligned depending on the infrastructure of the development equipment. So it is very critical for us to be sure that documentation is well managed, well stored in the right place. The files are very, very well organized and structured. And then we have versions of different softwares if you are to be in the development stage. We also talk about the virtual meetings. In the virtual meetings, we are looking at clear agendas. If you are going to have meetings online, just like today we are saying, we are only going to have at least not more than 40 minutes in our training, in our discussion here, so that we plan accordingly. We cannot stay the whole day online looking at the same thing. No, we need to have an agenda and be specific. What are we going to talk about? What is the objective? What are we going to achieve at the end of the day? So that we don't waste time is money. We said in projects, time is money. So as the youth, we should not be other things. These interactive tools help us to become active and not to lose focus. We should be able to have time management. This issue of time management is very critical in projects. Like I said, time and money, they actually score the highest percentage in project management as the priority areas that we need always to concentrate on. So we are saying that if you are need to have a serious goal in this at this level, the professional level, it's clarity to score. Goal here is quality over complex issues, and that means tools should be simplified in terms of coordinating, in terms of how we deal with the different activities. We should have simple tools that bring value to projects, activities, and learning programs. Like I said in the beginning, we are saying that many of the programs that have come these days, we talk about the online learning, the e-learning. How have we structured the e-learning platforms? How have we structured? I've seen a number of platforms that have that are all available. We've seen examples of Moodle, we've seen Google Classroom, we've seen many of them. But how are they structured to help the youth? How are the youth able to interact with them? I've been in many institutions, and if you tell them, I use your online platform, it takes a lot of time, navigation is a little bit complex. Then you introduce, what if we use the Google Classroom? It says, oh, I think this is a better one. Maybe it is easier. You can get information on your email. You can be updated instantly. But with other platforms, you have to just log in first to be able to see what is happening. So that means the interaction bit of the, so how do we motivate to be able to serve the people we are looking at? So the transformation is that we need to look at the needs of the youth, the needs of the users vis-a-vis what is available at a particular time. We can also say we can appreciate the issue of using a blended module where at one point of time, yes, people can go face to face, and at a certain point of time, people can go online so that they can see a blend of the two. How does it work online? How does it look when you're not online? In Africa, people need to come together and socialize. If you don't allow them to come to school, they feel as if they're not studying. In other countries, people don't have time. They want to study online and they go and do other businesses. So this depends on which area you are located in and which environment determines what you're going to pick on. So we are talking about having interactive exercises. Yes, today we are going to test also something for you to test we are going through here. at the end of the thing. So you see, what I'm going through is just a summary of what is all those bigger forms of work. And slideshow is not there. Okay, let me do it again. I think someone says you're not seeing the slides. Let me share it again. Where the youth are more comfortable, they are more knowledgeable in using social media campaigns. We need to understand who are the audiences, what we are going to work on with social media campaigns. If we talk about online petitions, the digital storytelling, all these areas is looking at the digital advocates. How do we get other people to join us and appreciate? Yes, the issue of digital transformation has come. How is it positive to the youth and to live in? So with social media campaign, we've seen people doing a lot of marketing, doing a lot of communication that is either positive, sometimes it is not positive. Are you seeing that? Because everyone's got a positive and a negative thing. But the positive areas has made people, some people are getting money online. People are doing a lot of, whenever I see, or some online platform says, please look at this video, but don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Because when you subscribe, it makes life easier for me. I get some money on TikTok. So this advocacy is a very critical thing that for the youth not to be unemployed. We can get business here. Can be good marketeers. We can see people promoting a lot of business. Okay, so we say that with the programmatic areas, how do we design these applications? How do we design these programs that are going to help us to help the youth not to go astray, but to be able to have that culture that yes, when I'm on digital platform and that are used to manage this platform. This is what I'm out of the scope. In the projects we also consulted about the scope and the time. I'm looking at the time. I think we are getting with the time. Sorry. So let us look at the hybrid exchanges where we see people can prepare and exchange notes online. There's digital collaboration. Yes, we shall be looking at the tools that you can use. The virtual participation. Many of us enjoy participating online on different virtual means, and all digital monitoring. How do we? People are applying to giving free service, which we talk about being volunteers. Free service virtually. The content. Some people can be able to give content. Is that the right content? How do we create content? How do we benefit from that content? How do other people that we trying to help online benefit? So in that case, we are saying, in that case, we also need to look at online moderation. These are structures that we are talking about that will help virtual meetings or virtual volunteering people to work in that area as the youth. So we are saying that technology should enhance participation and not replace human connection. So in that case, it is very critical that we are living that part where technology is part of us. The last stage was the governance. We are talking about data protection policies with the governance and policies that will help our platforms, office online platforms, the risks involved. One of the risks is that when we go with digital technology, most of us are going to be technology dependent. We cannot do anything without technology. I've seen many students that they no longer want to do real research. They use AI, machine learning, and it's order of the day. Data, if you want to look at informed decisions, we need to have data in a place which is going to be measurable, which is going to be structured in a way that it can be whatever we do is indicative on the funds and also on the time score. So you understand that the more you take a lot of time on a project, the more you're going to lose. If you don't get time in the right place, then that means you're going to spend a lot. In terms of capacity building, we have to have infrastructure that people need to have to be in place. Internet services, are they there? Is there the training roadmap? Like they said, we are going to have 5 modules to get a certificate. How long is it going to take? 5 weeks? Yes. You have those training roadmaps. You have to look at sustainability strategies. Okay. How is it going to be? Is it sustainable? We have, yes. If for the first time, we're going to be funded. What about the next time? Are we going to jump out because there's no funding? We should be able to see that there are people who can run this in terms of capacity building. One person goes off a certain job and another takes over because they are replacements. There's a success plan for every. In the side of the governance is that we have to be proactive, we have to be intentional when you're taking these policies, and we have a future-oriented digital thinking. Okay, so I talked about these priorities in the beginning, the digital transition, where Erasmus Plus prioritizes so much, the inclusive and diversity. I don't want to repeat all of this again, but there is a big risk of digital divide in the terms of inclusion and diversity. Because of that, we need to have strategies. We need to plan accordingly because this carries a broader access of all programs in terms of we don't only need to go for IT, but there are also other areas that we need to cater for. The issue of sustainability, I've talked about it, where we need to have hybrid formats that reduce travel. People, they don't want to move a lot, other people want to move. But the issue, the risk of energy consumption, where people need to move from one point to another, people get tired. So we need to have responsible digital practices where people can really work online and accept that, yes, even online business can be something to look at. So the democratic participation, I looked at about it, where I talk about digital civic environment, where everyone has got a chance to use any application he wants, any system that is available with the help of technology. But at the end of that day, they should not be in a collision. So lastly, we are looking at the digital fast thinking in the youth. The question is, how will participants collaborate online? Is that one thing that we need to answer now? Is it a traditional approach or the digital first approach? These are comparisons. So I'm saying that the digital first design strengthens transparency, accessibility, and long-term sustainability. So we are saying that if we're going to look at the digital first approach, where we have integrated from the concept phase, everything from zero, we are looking at inclusive of technology, the hybrid collaboration, face-to-face, and the technology inclusive, the structured digital tracking, the active digital participation, built-in flexible and resilience. All these will lead to the strengthening of transparency, accessibility, and long-term sustainability. So challenges, I looked at a few challenges here. We talk about the competency gap, where there's a lot need of training. Our coordinator said there is this program supposed to train about 2,500 participants. I don't know how many are there now. Oh, yeah, the buildings. Very many people have got different needs depending on the skills they have. So someone may have the skill in technology vis-a-vis agriculture. Someone talk about technology in terms of systems management. Someone wants to use technology in the business. So those skills. This, before you know it, a lot of information, because the information is fragmented, is in very many circles. The cognitive load, the skill, the understanding, the maturity, the knowledge we need, it is sometimes too much. So we need to be specific in areas, the workflow confusion, Sometimes we need to do modeling of how systems do work. We need to know how we are going to move from the traditional to the digital world. So we are saying there's digital fatigue, well, there's a lot of attention. These students, sometimes they take a lot of time on these digital platforms. They become too emotional and they get tired. Someone is on TikTok 7 hours, 2 hours. Every time he wants to go on TikTok. What does that mean? You may run into what we call emotional exertion, and then this leads us sometimes got what we call screen burnout. You look at the screen 24/7. Some of us are having glasses not because of, I will not say because of looking at screens for issues of digital issues, but it's one of the areas that most of the time you are doing a lot of business online, and at the end of it all, it becomes a little hard issues. So the takeaway here, as we are concluding, we are saying that digital transformation is a structure shift. Just we talked about the operational, the programmatic, and the strategic levels are very critical. Let us not forget about digital fast thinking, which is the model that enhances transparency and accessibility. So, and we are saying that challenges required in here are strategic investment. We have to reflect on what we've done or what has been happening before, and then we see this happen on these trainings. And I think next time we shall even have more chance to interact more. Maybe before we leave, before we conclude, is there any question before we go? I want to share with you a simple quiz that I want us to look at. If there are any questions, is there any question? Okay, just a minute. I'm trying to give you a link to the quiz so that we can see how digital. So in this quiz, we are going to use an application called Scholartive. Let me share this one. Let me try to share this. Are you able to see that one?
Yes.
Yes. Can we please enroll? I want to see the first 50 people. Maybe they will get a bonus. Okay. If you don't want to scan, you can go through scholartive.com and then enter that code. Yes, I can see people already signing in.
I mean,
Good.
for me, QR code is working, so I'm not sure what is the issue from the other side.
Perfect, perfect. So let us see the first 50 first to see how they are going to. We have this 10
Sorry,
10
where
minutes.
is the code? Is it the Balimusia 4825 or is that your profile?
You want the code?
Is it possible to get a link? Because if or
It's
can you
already in
get
the
the
chat.
code
Can you check
again?
in the chat? They have posted it. Okay, I can see very many people are doing it. Yes.
Am I the only one that doesn't see a link in the chat?
Yes, link is still not shared.
Okay, just let us have these people, those have got those have already got the QR code, then I will share again. Let us have this one, the 51st go off.
I mean, for those people who are on the phone, maybe they can visit this I just did on my phone. I went to this gosocrative.com and I put the name of this room and it like links you directly to there. So maybe for people who are on the phone or maybe still waiting for the link, that's also easy way to do it.
Thank you for that assistance.
Room name appears on the screen. I just saw someone give a comment. It's on the screen. You can see it.
My partners here can see Some people are not. Let me mention following, and let me hand over to the coordinator.
So Ronald, that's it.
Yes.
So I can see a lot of green fields. So people are that some question be always nice if you can directly approach the educator, but in generally speaking, you always have DigiSkill email. You can always send me email and I'll try my best to provide you the answer regarding everything. So for last 5 minutes, is there any questions or something regarding the topic for our educator? So some people are mentioning they didn't have time to finish the quiz. It's okay. I mean, it happened. Okay.
Okay, I was raising a hand, but maybe I should just start speaking. Is that okay with you?
It's okay. It's fine. Yes.
Okay, nice. First of all, thank you for today's meeting. It was very nice, and I hope that next meetings are going to be gradually evolving in the content. And I would also like to ask now one question about the structure of the whole training. So basically, is it going to be in a form of a lecture like today, or is there going to be any discussions, open panels, breakout rooms, and so on, for participants to like have engagement beyond the icebreakers that you mentioned in the beginning of this session?
So that depends most on the educator as well, but we need to follow this strictly structure because as you can see, we had today already 100 people. And also we need to respect this timeline. It needs to be 1 hour each session. So that's why we can't go that deeper in a way that extended because I received so many emails from students, people who work, and even for them, these 60 minutes each Thursday, it's very tricky to join. So if you follow a project proposal, what we promise that we will deliver is 5 immersive online training courses, and of course sessions will be 60 minutes only long, but what will happen in between, that depends on the educator. But of course we'll try our best to add, as you mentioned, breakout rooms and everything, but at the same time we cannot be losing that much time on these things because, as I said, we are very limited.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Thank you. Someone else?
Just to add on that one, for sure, we shall have some discussions, at least 5 minutes
Of course,
during
yeah.
the next, because this is very interactive. We need to share experience. It should be there.
Exactly. But this type of energizers are a must. We need to do them. So maybe next time we'll make it a little bit shorter so you guys have time to interact, or maybe we will do these breakout rooms or some type of sessions like these engaging parts. But yeah, this is for now what we had for the first session. As I said, we are very limited with time and we cannot be staying 2 hours and longer because of your obligations that you're having on the side. Someone else?
Okay, one more question. Are there
Yeah.
gonna be like real life examples of stuff, not only theory based, but also practice based, so we can form a bigger picture in our mind and in a way apply some methodologies or some even like additional materials are there gonna be shared on how to manage properly your project and so on?
I mean, again, I think that depends on the educator, but for sure those things will be shared. Ronald can add if it's necessary. But yeah, what is on online training course, what's their online content? That's like theory part, as you mentioned, together with visuals. But the rest is coming from my educator. But for sure, as already he did actually during first session, he shared some practical examples, I think, from his life, from his work. But of course, if you need something more concrete, Kremena, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, or others, then of course our educator will provide that. Someone else, if you have any questions. Okay, so since we have 3 minutes left and we need to conclude this, I just want to, because I also noticed in chat section that so many people couldn't join. And we want to apologize because our work package 3 leader, they didn't have license for Zoom link to add more than 100 people. So we are very sorry for that. But for next Thursday, everything's gonna be fixed. And for sure now we will accept now, I will send, I think within next 1 hour, I will send the email to all of you. Just, explaining what happened. And then for next Thursday, since this first session happened how it is, and it was unfortunate, and unfortunately, like we couldn't control it last second. But yeah, we'll start counting your presence by next Thursday. But also, thank you so much. We already had like 100 people. So many people left. I saw checked such section because they need to go to work. They have classes. That's why these sessions needs to be only 60 minutes, so they can't be that interactive, unfortunately. But yeah, this is the best what we can offer in these 60 minutes. So we all need to have this in mind. So some people are literally going to these classes in between their work or their faculty classes. But again, I will send email within next
وأنا
1 hour, explaining the situation, what happened with our Zoom link. And again, this online session will be live, will be on our DigiSkill website. Maybe not soon, but most likely when this training course is done, everything is going to be on our DigiSkill website. So tomorrow I will share with you the link of module 2, and then you'll have task to enroll it by next Thursday. And then next Thursday we're going to have a second session, and you'll be able to hear more from module 2. So yeah, that will be from my side. If there is no question, then yeah, you're more free to go, and then see you next Thursday at the same time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Goodbye.
It was really interesting.